Welcome friends to the session on economic and social cost benefit analysis. On completion of the session, you will be able to elucidate the concept and applications of social cost benefit analysis effectively. You will be able to identify social cost and social benefit of any project. The session has three components: concept and applications of social cost benefit analysis, concept and types of social cost and social benefits of project, and third component is social cost and social benefits of two projects of different sector as example. Now coming to the concept of social cost benefit analysis is a tool to determine merits of a project on the basis of current and future socio-economic impacts. In a sense, it's assessment of real value of a project to the society. Now two synonyms are used for social cost benefit analysis are economic and social cost benefit analysis and social and economic cost benefit analysis. Now relevance of social cost benefit analysis is tremendous. It enables government to make logical decisions so that a project benefits all the stakeholders rationally, not just a few people or a group or a section, so that a project leads to sustainable development of human civilization, so that projects' social costs remain minimum while social benefit maximum, so that projects' social costs are buffered or reimbursed adequately through proper measures. Social cost benefit analysis brings into force international and national legislations for safeguarding social justice, over-exploitation of natural resource and human resource, and sustainable development. Now, for understanding this analysis, we have to understand what are social costs and what are social benefits. Social costs are the off-putting impacts of a project on environment, ecology, human, animal, society and mankind. And social benefits are quite obvious, the benefits of a project other than economic gain. Now there are several types of social cost, but most common social cost we will discuss here. The first one is environmental degradation. It includes cutting of trees, causing of erosion, creating pollution directly or indirectly. Another one is ecological imbalance, shrinkage of habitat of wild animals, scarcity of natural resources, like groundwater, surface water, scarcity of grazing land, scarcity of medicinal plant, and another one of this kind is extinction of flora and fauna and germplasm. Another type of social cost is human service use, migration of labor from farming to industry, occupational diseases, injuries and illness of workforce. The fourth type of social cost is material use, scarcity and price hike of materials for some other application. Whenever there is a big project in a locality, there will be always a scarcity and price hike of those materials which are used by that project as raw materials. Another social cost is uses of public utility by project, which includes public roads, electricity, traffic control, banks, passport, telecom, etc. I am giving you an example. In Assam, ONGC is a big company, and ONGC has been damaging the public roads to a great extent. However, ONGC is buffering that social cost with some social benefits program too. Then another type of social cost is unemployment cost. Disengagement of labor at the advent of mechanization, we all know. We all know the declination of cottage or small industries for big industries. Abolishing of the business opportunities due to changing situation. Now the big shopping malls are creating problems to the small business men. Another type is very common, is depletion of energy. The bigger the industry, higher the consumption of energy, including fuel, electricity or coal. And projects like car manufacturing contribute to the depletion of fuel indirectly, and we all know. Then global warming is another concern as social cost throughout the globe. There is direct and indirect emission of carbon dioxide, and now carbon use or carbon cost has been a criteria or parameter to judge the feasibility of a project or to approve any international project. The global warming is considered, or carbon cost is considered, one of the major deciding criteria. The usage of foreign exchange is another one, because decrease in foreign exchange reserve is a cost to the whole nation, indirect cost to the society. Then subsidies, any gov subsidies is cost to the nation, indirect cost to the society. Now we are coming to the social benefits, and these are quite obvious actually. Say products and services, employment creation, taxes given by the projects or company to government, improvement of environment, indirect employment, earning foreign exchange, provisioning social welfare and socio-economic developments. Now we are coming to the last part of the session, and we'll understand with more depth with two examples. The first example is social cost of tea industry. Say environmental degradation, cutting of trees and shrubs, water pollution due to insecticide use, air pollution from factory are the social costs of environmental degradation of tea industry. Another cost of tea industry, social cost of tea industry, is ecological imbalance through shrinkage of habitat of wild animals and reduction of grazing land for the domestic as well as wild animals. Another cost is human service use, shortage of labor for crops cultivation as well as for animal husbandry because of the migration of labor to the from the farming sector to the tea industry sector. Then uses of public utility, particularly the tea industry is consuming lot of power and causing scarcity of power to the surrounding localities. Then another cost of tea industry is social cost of tea industry is global warming. Factories carbon emission is causing damage to the environment. Now the social benefits of tea industries are improvement of environment through tree planting as well as tea plantation. Then employment creation, direct employment as well as indirect employment. And it is one of the major industry of the country to fetch foreign exchange. And also tea industries are putting forth the social welfare programs on education and healthcare. We are coming to another example, that is construction of a bridge on a river. And now the social cost of this type of project would be increased pollution during construction, migration of labor from farming, shortage and price hike of raw material including iron, rods, cements, bricks, soil, sands, etc. Then unemployment to people engaged in ferries, abolishing of small shops existed at ferry ghats, and also loss of farms and houses of some families due to construction of the linking road to the bridge. Now, if we look at the social benefits of this project, it will be the employment to workers during construction, less cost in travel and transportation to years to come for millions of people, and again savings of time of millions of people for years to come. And another benefits, quite obvious, is employment in toll tax collection. If any project on, say, construction of a river has to be approved by a government, the government has to take into account all the cost that we have discussed in the example. It has to take care of the pollution that will cause by the construction. The government has to consider the migration of labor from the farming sector to the industry sector, and how badly the agriculture sector will affect from that. Again, government has to take into account how the benefits of this construction, this bridge will help the people, how they will engage the collection of toll tax from the bridge. Similarly, if we look at the project on tea garden, now government has to take into account particularly the two kind of social cost. The first one is the environmental degradation. How serious, or what is the magnitude of the social cost on the environmental degradation as well as the ecological imbalance? Will the approval of a government on establishment of a tea garden will cause a heavy risk in terms of ecological imbalance by reducing the habitat of the wild animals as well as domestic cattle. We have just completed the session, but before conclusion, most importantly in this session we have to understand the relevance of social cost benefit analysis, and I want to repeat what the relevance of social cost benefit analysis again. The first relevance is that it helps government to make logical decisions, and it may be regarding project's social cost, so that the social costs remain minimum and social benefits maximum, so that projects social costs are buffered adequately through proper measures. For example, say there is a social degradation, social shortage of shrinkage of habitat to wild animals by a project. Now that has to be buffered by the project, creating, say, grazing land, or by creating other by providing other facilities to the farming community. Now I want to conclude the session by repeating the types of social cost. All the types of social cost has to be considered in analyzing social cost benefit analysis relevant to the project, and this includes, again I am repeating, environmental degradation, ecological imbalance, human service used, capital material used, usage of public utility, unemployment caused, depletion of energy, global warming, usage of foreign exchange and subsidies.